Oh there, viewer. Are you tired of watching poor quality videos in tiny little boxes?
Boy, am I.
Well, say goodbye to those days with the all-new Numbskulls Video Archive. Every video from your #1 content creator in one place, in glorious HD.
Number one's a little generous, but did you say every video?
Every video, even the cringe ones.
I love cringe. How do I get there?
My friend, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Navigate down to the description of any Numbskulls video. 2. Click on the link that leads to the archive. And 3. Voila, you're there. All videos, all the time. Free from YouTube's stupid bullshit.
I'm gonna go watch Overlord Abridged 86 times!
That's a good lad. Thank you, and to all viewers at home for your continued love and support. Now, without further ado, let us be off to our regularly scheduled programming.
And done! Holy fuck, my balls are on fire!
Kitty! Here, kitty, kitty.
Stop it! Stop it! This is my domain, and you will address me as such. Grand Necromancer, Khajjit tail!
You are such a cute kitten.
What do you want, Clementine?
I thought maybe you'd like this.
The crown! How did you?
I had to go through quite a bit. 4 guards, an archer, a shaman, and a very angry dog! Took some time to see which one was wearing it.
I told you, the shaman...
The dog had it, actually.
You put the crown on the dog, didn't you?
I don't kill and tell, kitten.
I've told you before, we cannot be found out, Clementine. We're already taking enough risks. You have to be more cautious!
It was just a little bit of fun.
I am fearful of this happening again.
Again? So you have another assignment for me?
The crown is just a small part of the plan. In order to realize my... Our army of the dead, we need someone that's able to use the crown.
What are the requirements?
Firstly, they must already be magically gifted.
Not starting out so simple. Secondly,
They must be of virgin blood.
that's awfully specific.
Spells are often specific.
And what? You just expect me to waltz around asking every boy and girl if they've done the deed with the seed and see which one flinches the most?
You could, but I have already located the perfect specimen for this item. From what I've heard, he possesses a great deal of magic. And if he is able to wear the crown, our plans will finally be set in motion. Clementine, you must go to Badantel and search for the boy by the name of Nfirea Bareare.
Protecting the stream, taking on crime, saving the world, day at a time. Under cover of night, cover of day, skeleton man. Many people think he's just a regular man. Yes, but he's not just any man. I think he is. He's skeleton man. He's skeleton man. Skeleton man. Skeleton man. Skeleton man. Skeleton man. Skeleton man.
Take a nice deep breath and release.
Scream one more time and I'm ripping off your skin.
In case you haven't noticed, there's a knife in me!
In case you haven't noticed, the knife is gone.
What? But... How?
Basic healing magic, you idiot. You're supposed to be an alchemist, right? You know healing, magic, the thing the majority of adventurers use?
That's the lady who stabbed me in the shoulder.
No, don't you dare pass out again. I'll be damned if we have to have this conversation a fourth time.
I'll try my best.
Your best is the equivalent of a wingless bird trying to fly.
Hey!
Shut up. Now then, Narberal.
It's actually your turn, sir.
Fine. Nfirea, what do you remember before?
Before I was stabbed?
No, let's not think about that part, okay? Tell me what you remember before your, accident.
Well, I was talking to Henry. She told me about a guy that she likes, named, it was Ainz or something.
You don't remember?
Stone? Bone?
You don't.
Why are we laughing, Mr. Momon?
Laughing? Me? No, I have a cough. The air here, it's soupy. Doesn't resonate well with the lungs. That I definitely have.
Wait. I do remember something else now.
What?
The others told me they have a feeling where the Beast of Karn is!
The monster they mentioned on the trip here. Of course.
Yeah! They told me they're gonna be waiting by the forest for you.
I see. Well, thank you, Nfirea. Now run along and tell the boys I'll be down in just a bit.
All right, Mr. Momon.
Oh, Narberal, this is going so much better than I could have.
He passed out again.
I know.
Oh, so this is a forest.
Do you think the monster is there? Watching us? Waiting to strike?
The townsfolk said it sleeps deep inside and doesn't come out as long as you leave it alone. And as long as we stay on the outskirts of the forest, we should be safe.
If we're done with the exposition, I'd like to get this over with as quickly as possible.
Wait, you're going in there?
Well, since I doubt you plan on giving us the money promised on account of this being your little adventure to see your dearly beloved, I want to at least investigate something that's a bit more worth my time. Don't go anywhere, boys. I'll be back before you know it.
What was that about the money?
Narbe, we're not alone.
Hey, Narberal!
Aura.
Oh, sorry about that. Just wanted to make sure it was really you guys.
It's alright. Although I distinctly remember ordering all guardians to stay within Nazarick while I was away.
Well... about that.
Did Albedo send you?
No, maybe heard Demiurge talking about the monster that lives here, and I just had to see it for myself, and I ran into you guys, and I...
Alright. You were just curious, that's all. I'm just happy you didn't get hurt.
You're so kind, my lord!
Indeed I am. Funny thing, actually. We're looking for that monster you mentioned. Could you, by any chance, help us track it down?
Oh, if I find it, can I keep it?
Actually, I'll be needing it for a while. If we turn in the beast, I'm sure it will boost our guild ring to at least iron. Perhaps even silver. The point is, I'd much rather boost my fame as soon as possible by capturing a monster rather than spending months doing escort quests.
Useless escort quests.
Yes.
Oh.
But who's to say it can't be yours after I'm done with it?
You mean it? You're the best, Lord Ainz!
You know, for an all-powerful undead king, you seem to have quite a few soft spots.
Quiet.
I'm just saying.
Oh, Ben! Hey, knock it off! We've got definitely it.
It's showtime. Not so fast. You're still in timeout from your little stunt earlier.
My lord.
You are not to use your sword until I say otherwise. Is that clear?
Yes, sire.
Good. Now, sit back and watch. Did you get a good look at it?
Mm-mm.
Well, it's around here somewhere. You know, I expected nothing, yet somehow I'm still disappointed. No, it's not your fault. I've just had a long day. Oh, I know what you mean. You may call me Ainz Ooal, although my current persona is that of one Mr. Momon.
Lord Ainz, are you alright? I'm confused.
At what, the monster being a hamster part or the—
You're talking to a giant rat.
It's not a giant— Oh, well, now you've done it.
What's it saying?
The beast says, since you've offended it, that the only way it can regain its honor is that it must follow its age-old tradition and battle us. To the death, specifically. Very well.
Have at thee, O vile beast!
Aura of Despair, level 1. Today is just a downward slope of disappointment.
Wow! I had no idea you could communicate with animals, Lord Ainz! I thought it was the only one!
It was a minor perk I obtained to complete a few dungeons back in the old days of Yggdrasil. I tried to convince the rest of the guild to take it too, but, well, to them, killing monsters proves to be more effective than talking to them.
Hey, Lord Ainz! Now that you've caught the beast, what you gonna name it?
Name it? I suppose it could use a name. Gentlemen, I, the great Momon, praise be to me, present to you the beast of Karn itself, the wise king of the forest. Please welcome Charles Entertainment Cheese! Do not come any closer, it will bite.
Aw, man, we're gonna be famous for this!
We?
How did you do it?
Mr. Momon scared the creature into submission.
You're so cool, Mr. Momon!
Lower your enthusiasm, Peter.
You're so cool, Mr. Momon!
Nfirea, you look troubled.
My head just hurts a little. And, well, I can't help but feel bad. I dragged you all here for a selfish reason. I can't even pay you, so I'll...
Hey, don't worry about it. There are plenty of other actual paying quests back at the guild. Just don't try anything like this again, got it? Now, it's a long way back to Ivanthe'irate.
You're going to tell me the truth this time, right?
Lady, I don't know what the hell you want from me.
I told you. The location of Nfirea Bareare.
Nfirea? I've never heard of the kid before.
Kid? When did I say Nfirea was a kid?
I meant...
Would you like to try that again?
What would you like to know, mistress?
Tell me everything.
It all started 30 years ago. My mother began going into labor. We didn't have access to the trusty family cow, so we had to resort to the
Does
neighbor's
everything
chicken.
magic-related have to be a monkey's paw?
And I looked at Peter and said, Peter, those aren't goblins, those are dogs!
Hey, look, listen, they were big dogs.
They were Pomeranians!
Hey, Nabe. You know, I'd risk my life to save you from a pack of Pomeranians, even if they were goblin-sized.
I must say, I'm curious what kind of stories our legendary Mr. Moman has clamoring inside that helmet.
Are you implying I'm just a suit of armor?
Well, for all we know, you could be a skeleton!
A story. One comes to mind. It was quite a long time ago. I had just started adventuring near my hometown. At some point, a larger, stronger group of adventurers ran into me and, well, they didn't enjoy my appearance. So they had their fun, pushing me around and calling me names.
Oh, so that's why you don't take your helmet off.
Yes. That's it. Eventually, I stopped calling for help. That is, until a silver knight arrived. In a flash, he had taken 3 of them down, and before the other could run away, he knocked him to the ground. I looked up at the knight and asked, "Why?" He turned to me and said something that I shall never forget. Saving someone who is in trouble is just common sense.
Oh, wow! What was his name?
Touch me.
Look, Mr. Momon, I know you're not from here, but we don't really know you that well.
His name was Touch Me. It represented a challenge for whoever faced him. For all the years I knew him, not once did he lose a duel.
Even against you?
I could never best his skill, although I'd like to think I came close once or twice.
You two sounded close. What ended up happening to the guy?
I'd like to move on from this subject. Excuse me.
Goodbye, maggots.
Nabe.
So, anyone want more soup?
First chance we get, we're leaving.
It's for the best. Are you all right?
I'm fine. I was just reminded of some things.
We're gonna miss you, Mr. Momon.
I know, but it's best we part for now. Preferably for the rest of time.
Oh, Mistress Nabe, our time together was short, but you will never leave my heart!
All right, get a move on, lover boy.
Ninya, take care out there.
Bye, Mr. Momon!
All right, Nabe. The time for Momon's rise to fame is now. Behold, peasants! The wise king of the forest conquered and tamed by a mere copperplate adventurer!
You can just set that over there.
You got it, boss.
Lift with your legs.
I know!
Oh, you know, huh?
Hello, darling. Have you come to give grandmother some treats? Like a good boy.
Hey, Nfirea, is that your grandma? 'Cause if she is, whew, that is one hot gilf.
Ah, so you're Nfirea.
Guys!
Yes, you'll do nicely.
Hey, what's the big idea, Granny?
Oh, sorry to break it to you, boys, but I'll be needing your little friend.
Why me?
Well, I just have an item that can potentially control an army of the undead, but the darn thing doesn't work unless the wearer is already magically gifted, i.e., you, Nfirea. And do you want to know what my favorite part is? It means I get to kill the rest of you!
Nfirea, get back!
Oh, this is just adorable. Wouldn't you agree, Khajjit?
Get on with it, Clementine!
Oh, you're no fun. I'm going to take my time with you.
It's so big. It's like a horse.
It's so fluffy.
It is like a horse!
Excuse me! You're Mr. Momon, yes?
I am.
I'm Lizzie, little Niffy's grandma. I'd be more than honored for you to come by. I'd love to hear how his little date went. The little man didn't embarrass himself too much, did he?
What did you say your name was?
Lizzie!
I like you, Lizzie.
Then what are you still sitting up there for? Come on, I'll treat you to a late-night dinner. Oh, that damn boy left the lights off again. Oi, Niffy!
Lizzie, what room is that?
That's the supply room. Only Niffy and I go back there. Wait, where's Niffy? Niffy!
Watch her.
I can't find Niffy anywhere!
So he either ran, or more likely was kidnapped.
Who would want to kidnap my sweet boy?
Maybe he didn't pay a group of adventurers who weren't as forgiving as I am. Or them.
So, someone from the guild did this.
Unlikely. We're dealing with dark magic. Strictly outlawed in the guild and this kingdom as a whole. Whoever did this isn't part of the guild or an authoritative figure. Regardless, we know we're dealing with a necromancer who was fine with killing 4 adventurers, but not a helpless child. Strange. Lizzie, I need a map detailing the outskirts of the city.
Right. We'll find the bastard and get him!
You are most definitely not coming.
Huh? Why not?
Because I can guarantee you won't come back alive.
Oh, fine. But you get my grandson back in one piece, you hear me?
We need to carefully approach this. We can't contact the guild. I doubt they would listen to 2 copper plates. We had an adventuring group, but... So, that just leaves us and the forces of Nazarick.
Shall we summon the floor guardians?
Unnecessary. The necromancy we're dealing with is low level. Besides, they're preoccupied making sure the tomb is running smoothly. All we need is a few materials. Message.
Hello!
Entoma, sweetie, how are you?
I'm hungry.
Is that right? Well, how about you send me a bag of basic scrolls, and then tell Albedo to give you a nice big bowl of cockroaches.
I'd like that very much, Lord Ainz.
You're welcome, sweetie. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Your sister is just adorable.
Adorable. Right.
This necromancer is quite the army. Whoever they are, they've been planning this for a long time. Could you see where they are?
Around here.
A cemetery. Classy. Well, I see no reason to delay. Come, Narberal. We have work to do.
Did we really have to bring the giant rat?
You're allowed to put it down somewhere safe. Remember, it's technically Aura's pet. Now, where were we? Oh, right. Cutting down this pathetic army.
Jack the Ripper.
Corpse Collector.
Attack!
Where did you end up putting Charles?
Somewhere safe, like you said.
Hold on. A group of necromancers? And I was under the impression this would be interesting. Oh well. Oi! You in the red! Where's Nfirea Bareare?
And why would I tell you?
Is he in that tomb behind you?
Perhaps, but should you enter that place, you'll die instantly.
I find that doubtful.
Well, would you get a load of this guy?
I told you not to interfere.
I know. I just couldn't help but overhear you two. What's your name, tough guy?
Formerly part of the Swords of Darkness, I am the lone dark warrior Momon.
Swords of Darkness, Swords of Darkness. Where have I heard that before? Oh, right. That was the group with the kid. Oh, that girl's screams were so intoxicating.
You took her guild plate.
Oh?
No, you took all their guild plates.
How observant of you. No reaction? Not even a scoff?
Nabe.
Sir?
This one's mine. You deal with the necromancer.
As you wish.
Oh, and mind his friends.
Sire.
You're coming with me.
A little aggressive. Oh, how fun!
So, young lady, how do you plan to deal with us? What? I have to admit, that was a good attempt. But sadly for you, I'm made of sterner stuff.
I can remember what they all said right before they died, you know. Ninya, watch out! That's what the big guy said. Ugh, right before that one in red grabbed me. Then there was that other one who just kept annoyingly yelling for help. Hey, what's the big deal? You were friends with these guys, right? Shouldn't you feel a little bothered by this?
I don't believe I caught your name.
Clementine.
Clementine. I believe you've made a drastic assumption of character. Those people were nothing more than a way to climb the ranks of the guild. That's all they ever were.
Ah, I get it now. It's bravado.
Excuse me?
I bet everyone looks at you in that big armor and instantly gets intimidated or fawns over how strong and stoic you are. That's what you want them to think. But you're just putting on an act, aren't you? I got a bingo! I swear if I wasn't an assassin, the Black Scripture would have hired me as a psychologist. It's too bad I just can't help my tendencies.
Are you finished? I don't have all night to listen to the ravings of a madwoman who doesn't know when to shut her mouth.
You're funny.
Greater summoning!
And mind his friends.
Wait.
Woman have this much strength?
Do not compare me to that of your race's ilk. You and your kind are nothing more than playthings.
My kind? What? Who is she?
If you're not human, then what are you?
I am the servant of he who will rule the world. He who will determine the life and death of all things. He who will bring fear to all who hear his name. Ainz Ooal.
Ainz Ooal? Kill her! Again? Find her, you stupid dragons!
My master ordered me to keep my weapon in its sheath, but this is Lukrut's.
This Ainz Ooal. Just how powerful is he?
More than your pathetic human mind can possibly imagine. Now,
Seventh-tier magic! Can't be! Physically impossible! Kill her!
die. Humans are truly worthless.
Alright, to make it even easier for you, this time, I won't be using my blades.
You think this is funny?
In its own pathetic way, yes.
Alright. Let's make this the last round.
Agreed.
Stride of wind. Greater evasion. Ability boost. Greater ability boost.
Clementine. I'm sorry to say this, but I've been lying to you.
And now for everyone's favorite segment, Story Time with the Numbskulls.
I am going to kill you.
Please don't kill me.
You have made me angry. I will now take my hands around your waist and crush your spine violently.
But please, we can make a deal.
I do not make deals with women.
That's not the line.
I don't care. Me killing you will further my character development or something.
But what about my character development?
You are a woman in an anime. You don't get character developments. Now die!
The necromancers are dead, my lord.
Splendid work, Narberal. And I must say, it's nice to be in this form again.
A body fit for an overlord.
Indeed. Now it's time I retrieved our little friend.
Be safe.
What have we here? The Crown of Wisdom allows the wielder to bypass their magical limitations. An extremely powerful item. However, if the item is removed from its user while under its influence, they die.
Saving someone who's in trouble is just common sense.
Hush now. Let's get you home.
What did you see on the